Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Dietary Lifestyle Week 3. All right, I sent you all quite a bit of information in our chat box today. You should see the Canva meal plan ideas that were given to us by our new registered dietitian in the Best Health program. She put together some recipes for you, as well as asked her for non-recipes, so easy things that you could throw together. So hopefully that just gets the wheels turning on how to create your own plan. You don't have to follow that to a T. It's really just a list of ideas. And also, I gave you some product. I'm just starting on some product recommendations on there, like a shopping list per se. But if you don't see it, just go up in the chat box. I sent it at 11:24. I sent it at 10:59. Sorry. All right. So I gave you some product ideas as well. An example would be I put a peanut butter on there that I like. And you don't have to specifically go with that brand per se. It was just, I want you to pay attention to the ingredients and what they look like compared to maybe what you're using. It's really hard to find a peanut butter that's just peanuts and salt. A lot of times they'll add sugar. That's an easy add for them, and oils. So I put you one in there that would be appropriate and probably the best choice. But if that's not you don't have to go with that brand. If you find something else, a different brand, which you probably will, that's similar in that it's just peanuts and salt, that's what we're looking for. I sent you a yogurt recommendation, a cheese recommendation, things like that. So here, let me just redo the Canva link. Oh, and let me share my screen. Here we go. All right, here's our Canva link in the chat box. Okay, so you'll see like breakfast, we have protein bowls, yogurt parfaits, cottage cheese bowls, breakfast plates, other ideas and recipes, lots of lunch options. Soups are an easy one. Basic dinners. And then I'm starting to snacks only if you must. And then a shopping list going down here. Here's the peanut butter I was talking about. You can find something similar. It doesn't have to be, what was that? Smucker's. Peanuts, salt, perfect. So you'll see cheese is on here. I'd rather y'all get something similar to this that's just pasteurized milk, cheese culture, salt, enzymes versus, I'll show you what a shredded cheese looks like. So it has to be processed in order to get into this shredded cheese end product. But look at all the extra ingredients we're getting here. It's really these last ones. So if we can go to a more natural cheese, something more along the whole food line, that's what we're looking for. Here's the one that I recommended. Yogurt, same way. Doesn't have to be Simple Truth. This is just one of them, but we're looking for very simple ingredients. It's the cultured milk, it's the cream, it's the active cultures. That's it. We don't have the sugar added to it, all the things. Okay. All right, if you can't see it in the chat, you may look at Microsoft Teams. That's where it is. So pull up our meeting for Microsoft Teams, and that's where you'll see all the resources I've been putting for today. You'll have the last few presentations I put in there for us, and then the meal plan ideas. All right. We are continuing to optimize the diet. We're getting closer to fasting. I don't know why, but my presentation is moving on its own today. We're getting closer to fasting, but I still want to optimize the diet because it takes time. And this week is going to be your first step, basically, into the fasting. So it's a preparation step for fasting. All right, before I dive into it, let's do a success check-in. Any successes this past week with we had a lot of stuff we've gone over the last few weeks. So we've had the whole food plate. Any success with transitioning to whole foods? Any recipes you like? Any meals that you're doing that you really like? Let us know in the chat box. Any questions that you have on the whole food plate that you're coming up against that you're not sure about? Meal prepping, so helpful. Best alternative for peanut butter. You could do almond butter. You could do any nut butter, really. Almond butter is the other familiar one to me. Or you don't have to do peanut butter by any means. You can do any type of nut. Eating a lot of shrimp without sharing with the fam. Adding in more healthy fats, good. Getting bento boxes for healthier snacks, awesome. I love the meal prepping. Was totally transferred to Whole Foods. I love that. Awesome. All right, other things that we could be successful with if Whole Foods are not it, if we're still working on that one. We introduced mindful eating last week. We talked about the hunger scale and the idea of staying in this 5 to 6 range of comfortable. We're neither hungry or full, or we're comfortably full. So trying to stay away from being very full as if we've overeaten and trying to stay away from very hungry would be nice. And if we are getting hungry, have some more satiating ideas to help with that. All right, let's go back on the whole food plate. So let's see. Less junk, sugar, bread, awesome. More water. Sweet potatoes, not a good idea. Sweet potatoes are something I should add to this list. Well, I guess it is on the list. It's a starchy vegetable. That's where it falls under. And it's under our sparingly category. So it's not rarely. That's good. Rarely would be like our cakes, our cookies, our pies, all that stuff. Sparingly would be like if you have to have it with your meal, maybe you have half a sweet potato. Maybe you add some full fat dairy to it to help reduce the insulin response. Making a small part of the meal is okay, just like sprinkling cheese on top, things like that. Sprinkling or doing a dollop of sour cream, using those things sparingly doesn't mean that you have to have them every single day, but you can include them in meals. Does caramelizing onions make them starchy? I don't know the answer to that. Are you thinking because sometimes when people caramelize onions, they add sugar? I would say if you're just adding like butter and salt, that would be totally fine. They do get sweeter, yeah. But it would be the same as like a natural sweetness coming from your fruit. So as long as you're not adding sweetener to it, you're good. Adding sugar while you're caramelizing it, maybe not. Okay. Hopefully that answers that. All right. Trickiest question of the day goes to you, Gail. All right. We also introduced plating. How is this one going for y'all? Are you considering it maybe realizing that we don't do this as much as we probably should. I'm definitely guilty of it. Are you plating more? Are you grazing less? Is it making you more mindful? You can just give me hearts or thumbs up if you like the plating concept. All right, and we talked about filling up on fats, but I'm going to talk about filling up on fats even more with a concept called fat fasting. So, what is fat fasting? This is a tool that we can use to help us get started with fasting. And it's something that you can do a couple days leading up to fasting. You can do it the day before fasting. You could do it the night before fasting. You could do it for one meal if you wanted to. You could do it for a whole day. You could do it for a couple days. Just depends on how you want to try it out. Everyone is so different and we all need different things. I like to incorporate fat fasting when I'm coming off of or when I'm trying to get back into fasting and I'm coming off of a time where I haven't been fasting. For example, when I had my baby and I was trying to get back into fasting, fat fasting really helped me get started somewhere. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can just start with trying it for a meal or two here and there, and then like get better at it as we go and as we get closer and closer to actually fasting. But it's going to help you overcome cravings. It's going to help you regain control of your appetite, which is really nice. I feel like that is such freedom to have control of your appetite. It's going to help you reach a fat burning mode faster with fewer side effects. And we all want to burn our fat, right? And then it's very helpful to those that are new to low carb eating or who have never fasted before. So you can use this tool to get started with fasting or coming back from vacation. If you are in a period of stress, this happens to me a lot when my kids are sick, and my kids are sick right now. One was sick yesterday, one's sick today, and it's stressful. I'm not sleeping very well at night. They have me up at night. And when I don't sleep well, I don't fast well. So fat fasting is good on those days too. And it's actually not fasting at all. It's just a major focus on our healthy fats. If we need a reset, when things seem impossible, when we're not going to fast today because it's just not possible, fat fasting. It's a good training wheel for us to use. It's a good tool, and this could be a donut, this could be a training wheel. I realize that. The goal is to get us away from the donuts. No, I'm not eating donuts today because my girls have had me up all night. I'm using this training wheel instead. So that's how I want your mindset to work. When you're like, it's too much, try to think about fat fasting. It's the most satiating macronutrient on a neurological level. As you start to eat fat, your body automatically starts letting your brain know you're getting full. Fat signals to the brain the body is full by promoting feelings of satiety. Fats contain more calories per gram compared to carbs or protein, meaning a small amount of fat can provide a substantial amount of energy. Yay! Quick energy. Carbs take much longer for satiety cues to kick in, and this is why it's easy to overeat and feel bloated after a carb-focused meal. Now, when you get into some fat fasting and you get into just regular fasting and you eat a carb heavy meal, you're going to start noticing the difference in the two. It's going to feel pretty uncomfortable when you overeat on carbs. Once you start to feel what it feels like to get full on fats and be more satiated in that way, where you're not overly full all the time. All right, so ways to fat fast. These are just some ideas, and there's probably more, but these are the ones I came up with to help get you started. So some fat rich protein would be eggs, salmon, steak, nuts and seeds, of course, avocados, olives, non-starchy vegetables raw with dressings. So think salads, non-starchy vegetables cooked with fat. So think like creamed spinach or roasting any vegetable, non-starchy vegetable in the oven. And non-starchy vegetables are going to be on our whole food plate. If you need to refer back to that, you can use any of those vegetables. There are a ton of options. And then you can use tea, coffee, and water. You can add fat, healthy fats to the tea and coffee. Still no sugars though. That's not going to be part of the fat fast. Lots of water, lots and lots of water. All right, so how fat fasting works. And like I said, it's not actually a fast, but it should be called something else. It should be called like fat focused because you're just focusing on eating healthy fats when you're hungry. So you can eat as many times as you want throughout the day, but truly only when you're hungry. So not just eating because you can, because you're fat focusing that day, but eating because you're hungry. So you're training your body to eat when you're hungry. You're training your body to get really satiated on fats. And the idea is to stick with kind of the same types of foods. So I'll give you some ideas on that and get until it's boring so that you only eat when you just really want to eat. Like when you're really actually hungry, will you eat? And you're using the fats to drive out carbohydrate cravings. And over time, it's going to take less to satiate you. And then fasting will come so much more naturally in this way. So, again, fasting is a lifestyle that you can incorporate forever. And you will notice the difference when you go into fasting with healthy fats in the system. And you'll notice a big difference when you go in with carbs loaded up in the system. It's going to feel very different in terms of your hunger levels, your headaches, your energy. Everything will feel differently. And that's part of the mindfulness and just paying attention because you're going to go into fast two different ways, trust me. And I just want you to pay attention to which one is better. All right, so here is some fat fasting meal ideas for you. You could do eggs and avocado. That's kind of my go-to. Eggs and avocado. You can do a veggie omelet. You could do, for those non-egg eaters, I know you're out there, full fat yogurt. You can add peanut butter to it, chia or flax seeds. You could do a smoked salmon salad. You could do a Caesar salad. You could do a taco salad. Lots of salad options. You could do steak or salmon and add like cream spinach. So these are really like breakfast, lunch, dinner ideas that you could do for a day. And then you can throw in nuts. You can throw in artisan cheese. And I want to put an emphasis on artisan cheese because it's going to be better for us. It's closer to whole foods than our processed cheeses are. And we're going to eat less of it because we have to actually slice it up. And it's not as easy to grab out of the bag and just sprinkle all over everything that we eat, which I know is so easy to do with cheese. Uh, but you can do like cheddar, Gouda, goat, blue cheese, Gruyere. Also, it's more expensive, so you're not going to want to eat. You're not going to want to eat it like crazy, but in small amounts and use it for, adding to the end of a meal, or if you just need a little something during a fat fast, you can do that. Nuts, cheese. Okay. So you get the idea. Greek salad, totally. Yes. Cooking in butter, or is that a no-no? You can cook in butter if you want. You can cook in olive oil. Yes, you can use the fats. Any other questions? Okay. Of course, keep filling up on fluids. Water, water, water. Drinking going into a fast super hydrated is also going to be really helpful. Going into a fast super satiated with fats from the day before, very helpful. Coffee, tea, you can add healthy fats to those as well. And then continue to incorporate our mindfulness into it. Of course, whole foods, but we want to start adding in healthy fats in preparation to fast. So you may not be necessarily ready to go into a fat fast, but I want you to consider as we're getting closer to actually fasting, how you can add more fats into all your meals so that you're ready to get into a fast, so that your body is prepared for it. And then if you want, start thinking about how you would want to do maybe a fat fast, maybe a meal the night before, maybe it's the whole day before, or maybe it's a couple days before. You're continually adding in more fats to your meals, getting prepared to go into fasting. Send me your tracker if you haven't yet. And then I have a final tip and takeaway for you. Speaking of salads, I'll put this in the chat box for us. So if you need some salad recipes, here's a taco salad right here. That looks amazing. You can see they've just garnished with cheese, but top 20 salads, lots of salad ideas. Salads can be really good. I used to never like salads, and they don't have to have a whole lot of greens added to them. It could just be something very simple. Chicken salad, tuna salad. You can do those as well. All right. And then at the very bottom, it tells us how to build our own salad. So starting off with veggies, gives you different ideas for veggies, gives you different ideas for protein to add on top of that, and then healthy dressings to add as well. So like very simple, breaking it down, how to make a salad. It doesn't have to be fancy, doesn't have to be from a recipe. It can just be whatever you find in your kitchen and your pantry that works, right? Okay. Smoked salmon would be amazing. All right. I think that's it for today. Any questions? So that link I sent you has salad dressings on there. There's a ton of good options for salad dressings on Diet Doctor, but honestly, my go-to salad dressing is I just drizzle olive oil and then I do a little bit of balsamic and then I do salt and pepper. And that's how simple I keep my salad dressing. I don't even pre-mix it. I just throw that on top of my greens and whatever else I find in my fridge or pantry. All right, the tracker is in our syllabus that I sent you week 1, and it's also in our, because I've had someone else ask me this, it's also in our calendar invite. Let me show you the screen. Let me pull it up first. So that I didn't, so that you always have it, I just went ahead and put it in our calendar invite. So I'll show you this. So like you can go to any day on your calendar that we have class and you can open it up. And the very first thing you're going to see is the weekly tracker right here. And then you just click that and it'll open up. Oh, interesting. It'll open up the tracker for you. Let's see. You share my window, don't I? There we go. In Brazil, they do, did you say olive oil and a few drops of soy sauce? Yeah, that would be fine. All right, any other questions? Feedback? Ideas? Yeah, it's on the body of the invite. Perfect. All right, y'all. Thank you for joining and email me if you have any additional questions as we go. I'm happy to help. Let me know if you like the meal plan. If you want something different with the meal plan, let me know. It is a work in progress. I'm continually adding to the products list as I think of them. So let me know if you have any products you want me to look into or give you ideas for. I'd love your feedback on that so I can add it to the list. Not pulling up. Okay. Ebony, reach out to me via email and I'll see what I can do. I'm sorry. Y'all have a great rest of your day and I'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.